talk a little bit about cybersecurity. Um, Obviously, AI is a big impact on that, both good and bad. What are some of the latest cybersecurity threats that are impacting advisors, and what steps should they do to protect themselves?
It's really interesting because AI is a tool, right? So it could be used for really good things and really bad things because it's just a tool. So what we're finding now is the bad actor might be someone in your own organization and not someone external. I'll give you a really great example. The New York Times recently wrote an article where many people take pictures of the receipts they submit on expense reports nowadays, right? Well, the New York Times wrote an article where people are creating fictitious receipts
Yeah,
um, and then just submitting that image to their expense report. So that obviously that's illegal. It's not right. You shouldn't do that. Um, but that unfortunately is one of the byproducts of AI. AI will generate a fantastic image for you. Just like you use large language models to generate text, you can use an LLM to generate really great images if you use them like something like Stable Diffusion or Midjourney or something along those lines. So you can create really great images of fictitious receipts. You could create fictitious bills. So one of the things that we're seeing a lot right now is wealth management firms that do offer bill pay services to their higher net worth clients or to, their top 5% of clients really need to be concerned about emails that come in that have what looks like a very legitimate invoice for one of their clients' vendors, and you need to confirm that invoice is truly legitimate. That's a complete change in business process. And I know I keep coming back to business processes, but technology is not going to solve everything for you. You need to have a human in the loop, what I call the
yeah,
HIPPO, and you need to have a really strong business process because like I said earlier, AI will get things done much faster for you. If it's a bad result, you're going to get to the bad result a lot faster. So, with things like that, if you're handling bill pay for your client, the first thing you need to do when you get a bill is unfortunately now you have to call the client to confirm that that bill's legitimate. You also have to call the vendor to confirm that the bill's legitimate. You're not calling, by the way, the phone number that's on the bill you just got because that's going to go to the bad actor.
right.
So now what's happening is with a lot of advisors, financial advisors that we work with that do offer bill pay, we're like, okay, well, do you have a legitimate phone number for that vendor? And they're like, no, we don't keep that information. Well, now you have to, because if you're going to offer the bill pay service, you need a legitimate phone number for that vendor so that you can call them and say, was this bill legitimate? Right? So it puts more of a burden to some extent on the financial advisor, but that process will save you a ton of money. A great example, we have an advisor that got a bill so the bad actor had access to the client's email. They saw that the client signed a contract with a new vendor. The next day, the bad actors submitted to the registered investment advisory firm a bill for $5,000. The RIA paid it. Well, 3 days later, they submitted a bill for $50,000 and the RIA paid it. Now, it just so happened the RIA, the advisor at the RIA, this is a big RIA, by the way, this is not a small firm. The advisor happened to call the client about something else. And they said, oh, by the way, we took care of that invoice. And the client goes, what invoice? And he goes, well, the invoice you got from vendor XYZ. And he goes, I haven't started working with them yet. I just signed the contract last week. I shouldn't have gotten an invoice from them. Lo and behold, the bad actor who had access to the client's email created those fictitious invoices with great letterhead. It looked exactly like the firm's invoices. They did that using AI, submitted it, and unfortunately now the RIA is out $55,000 because they've got to make the client whole. So
You see that it's the combination of that you've already been compromised. They've been reading your emails. You'll see it sometimes with family offices. They know, hey, you're the guy's building a house and they happen to know he's in Italy and he said, wire this money right away. I got to get this paid. And there's a sense of urgency to it that the email no longer sounds like that broken English or whatever. It's really in tone with that person. And even the voice callback is no longer legitimate because just a small snippet of somebody's voice and they can replicate it. So
5 to 10 seconds of of you talking, we can replicate your voice.
it's it's
So now
there's
think
no
about that family office, right? Many times the patriarch or matriarch of the family are fairly prominent. They're doing webinars, they're doing podcasts, they're doing an investor call. They might be the CEO of a company. So they're doing a quarterly investor call. I have plenty of audio of that person's
yeah.
voice. So you absolutely, it changes your business process. So you now for cybersecurity, from an IT perspective, the IT community is very good at being able to say, not me, right? We've got firewalls, we've got exfiltration capability, we're implementing zero trust architectures. It's very easy for us to say in the IT community, it's not that we're evolving technology at a much faster pace in the cybersecurity space than in many other spaces, right? So as soon as we find a 0 day issue, within a day or two, it's patched, right? The window of opportunity is only about that day or two. So what we're finding is cyber criminals today are moving much, much more towards deepfake, whale phishing, smishing, because we've done a great job with phishing, training everyone on bad emails. Now it's bad text messages and bad voicemails that you're getting to call someone back and speak with them. And now with the voice cloning technology, we can voice clone almost in real time, right? So although you're having a conversation with someone, the individual you're talking to may have more of English as a second language, but the voice translation will make it seem like they're
Right.
literally from Arkansas and they know exactly how to speak in that dialect. So it's becoming much more challenging, and it really does come back to your people are your best defense. Your technology is there already. Your people are your best defense. Training them, having strong business processes, reinforcing those, educating them on some of these emerging challenges so they know how to protect the firm, their clients, and themselves is critically important at this point.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's generally not the technology these days, is the people, and the people can be your best defense or your weakest link. It depends on the policies and procedures you have in place, the training that you have in place, the constant updating and vigilance around that. Um,